Yeah, I tried to put the armor to use, but
Yeah, that was no wood
I
elf
couldn't
going.
create enough fails. They had even more dodge than I had. And when I did manage to knock them over, I didn't do anything to them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Bros is casting his own games. I think it thought it would make more sense casting something else. Sure. And Underworld Dwarf is at least different. So
Very different.
So we got Poncho and Hakram winning, going through from Glad. Yeah, but Hakram, why didn't you not just score instead of you left up like 25% odds, sack chances and stuff like that? I know a lot of stuff that had to go wrong, but well, there's strictly no reason to do it when you just need a draw. Delete. Oh, fuck's sake, you need to... Oh, what the... Oh, it's not me creating them. For fuck's sake. Oh well. It was not... When you run to the other side... Okay. So the first one you left on was just... You left... When you run to the right, he had 4+3+ to wrestle you. When there was still 1-0. You decided to... You literally could have walked it in a turn or two earlier to get up 2-0. And 2-0 in a game where you just need a draw. You don't get anything out of winning. Being top in the division. Especially in a game where just not losing was the only option you needed. There's no fucking reason to do that, giving him 25% chances. Yeah, but it's top 2. You'll still, I'm pretty sure you'll still have made it through on a draw, wouldn't you? So securing the draw by securing the score, if he somehow makes an unbelievable return and scores 1-1, you suddenly could risk losing. Scoring 2-0, you're pretty damn sure he's not coming back from that. And head-to-head is first tiebreaker, second is random. Oh, fucking hell. Oh well, we got the Champions Cup game up now.
We do.
So should be. So we got Glad, I will imagine. We got Glad. Do we have anything else than Glad? No, probably just Glad. But he's also pretty decent against the Dwarf team. You're welcome. Yeah, and I didn't like you doing the 2 die uphill instead of the 1 dice. I know the 1 dice was more likely to... Both of them could make... If it didn't work, you get served on both of them. But I didn't like you doing the 2 dice uphill instead of the 1 dice. So yeah, we got 3 claw. 4 claw. That's a. Have you seen that line rat? We got a block kick claw line rat.
Yes, well, you can never have too much claw, can you? And I bet he is thinking that now that he's facing dwarves.
And he
The
got claw
dwarf
in
build,
the
I like it. They're dwarves after my own heart. There's one little change I'd make, but other than that, he's got a superstar runner, which is on the pitch. He's got a backup runner with kick-off return. This one has fend, interestingly, on top of its plus move, plus agility, and block.
What are you? What?
So no leader caddy, lots and lots of guard, a little bit of mighty blow, a little bit of stand firm, a naked slayer, and then a tackle blitzer is quite interesting.
You can never have enough tackle, apparently.
And the other one a mighty blow guard, which is a little more traditional.
Yeah. I don't know when he got that tackle. The tackle could have been after last game in theory, couldn't it? Seeing he was meeting Underworld and thought he needed even more tackle.
It certainly could. It's not that unusual, considering his runner has a fair amount of skills and no tackle yet.
Yeah, so I guess it's a mobile tackle.
Yeah, it does give some more mobility to his tackle side.
So straight in with a pro. I'm not sure I like that.
No, I don't. And of course, if that runner skills, and it's not a million miles away, then there's all sorts of nice options as well as tackle. It still hasn't taken kick-off return, which would be a very, very domineering skill for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Of course, any kind of stat up you'd probably take.
Why did you take? Why Fem? It's not like you want to get him hit. Ooh. So far,
it's an odd choice. That's where either kick-off return or tackle should really go.
Yeah, tackle make also a lot of sense if you use him on defense.
Yeah, it really would.
With
And that's the first dwarf down.
It did take 3 claw hits before it got down, but it was soft and ready to go off when it then finally got down. They have been softening it up, chatting around with it.
Just a badly hurts and no apoth use would be very early for the apoth.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you know it had been working. But yes, it will. Huh. Yes, string 4.
Nice stun there. Very, very decent line of scrimmage from the rats so far.
Yeah, from thinking about it was against the perfect defense.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he left that guard block to actually get hit by 3, like being dashed around by all the claw. If he moved it away, only one of them have been hitting something? But
he's maybe fearing the troll up into his backfield. I wouldn't. Anything that stretches the play out at this point, I'd be quite happy with, because really I want to try and get amongst the goblins and the weaker Skaven. So anything that allows me to isolate anything would be good. So I kind of see why the rats are trying to stay as a pack. Keep their troll dry for now before picking a definite direction with it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's the problem up here is you're going to have to put a goblin at risk to get the 2 die on this dwarf, because really you want to push it. If you don't get a nice big pow, so that you push it onto Glart, who gets another hit at it with some claw. Well, it means putting a goblin right up there on the line.
But it does also mean if somebody is hitting that goblin, they're standing between 2 claw pieces.
It does. But as I thought, he does put the goblin up there and risk it.
Yeah.
Now Glart gets the secondary hit. But here, Glart can blitz him off, can't he?
Yeah, he haven't blitzed.
But it does leave the goblin to die. And get Glart nice and mobile, ready for next turn.
And it is what we see. But I don't think he minds too much if he... Yeah, he got 3 goblins. You cannot really... That's the whole thing with Underworld. You cannot really protect everybody.
He's got plenty of bench.
I'm not sure it's plenty.
No, I mean, for a recent Fumble Cup game, which I lost against some very big, nasty orcs with multiple plus strengths, lots of mighty blow. I filled the bench. I went with 16, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah, it happens. I must also admit I do like fouling when I'm playing Underworld, so I like to fill the bench with fresh Underworld goblins to get in and get out. Okay, so
Right, it looks like he can't resist Glart.
No, and don't
And I
know.
get why. The Goblin will be there another turn.
Yeah, but it's Cloud does not mighty blow. And he is.
No, but any chance to chip a claw, and of course he won't. You can't apothea the start.
Yeah,
So if he goes down, he's out.
Yeah. I must admit.
Oh yeah, I'd rather hit the AV7, and I'd rather hit a stunty, but this screams out, threaten the Goblin, but hit Glart.
Yeah, but you could have gone to the other side where there's two squishy rats standing instead.
Yes. Not sure the thrower's a big enough threat to justify hitting it. You're still going to have to tie at least one dwarf up to do it.
But it's tied up against 82 breast and tackle. And the thing is, if you can get rid of some of the other Skaven, it's easy to get to the nasty pieces.
Well, I think you want to probably avoid trying to hit the dodge piece in the centre, because your tackle pieces just aren't that rowdy.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
And the one that is tied up. Which means I think you've probably got to try and hit the stand firm one and get your claw in action on the Longbeard facing it and keeping that Goblin where it is. But you can't do that and Glart blitz. So it's a tough situation. You could put your guard right in the nose of that dwarf instead.
Glart is the wrong angle. It's a bit of the wrong angle to blitz from. With Juggernaut, you really want to hit it so you can chain push the guard in the back away.
Absolutely.
And you cannot really risk putting people around in the back, so he's just going for the normal hit. So
well, gets a nice armor break. That'll buy him a little bit of relief.
He only has that one guard.
Yeah. So I don't think he can afford to put it under the nose of Mighty Blow. Just to get the claw hit on a very standard beard with guard, can he?
Might as well just take the one dice, right?
Probably better, yeah.
It's
a
just
push
a
is fine.
3+ and push is fine. If you get a bonus hit down, you could even look at attacking the guard tackle with the Goblin.
Of course, that tackle blitz is now in a lovely position, isn't it? Threatening that Goblin with its tackle.
Actually, you could just, but the Goblin, if the one dice works, you could go for the hit. Hit with the Goblin.
Yeah, but if the one die fails, you put another rat
yeah,
at risk.
you need to. The problem
as well as the Goblin. It's all bad if it either goes wrong.
You need to. You need to
sure.
do the one.
Why are you moving the troll?
I don't know where the troll is.
He's doing a lovely job exactly where he is.
Not anymore.
No.
Now he's still standing there.
Now it's desperation defense time.
Yeah, you'll need to take that one dice. And you really want to do it before you put Glad up.
In an ideal world, yeah.
Because if
I see a big hole for some bull pressure. And the thing is that you can stay strong on their strong side and still put some pressure in.
Okay, that works as well.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, so I still do the one dice and then even try to freak up and dodge away. If it works. And just take it.
Right now, the dwarves have lots and lots of options for just keeping them exactly where they are.
Okay, you can also use 30% of your rerolls. Or 33.
Well, it's the first half. As long as you get your drive done, doesn't matter. You get them back.
Yeah. I have a sneaky feeling he might need it to get away from some tackle later. But let's see.
I mean, it wasn't a mighty blow hit back, was it? But it was also going to put the goblin at risk. You could feasibly have turned over 2 players there, I suppose. That goblin's got to run away, hasn't it? It's got to risk the 3+.
Yeah.
There it goes. Well, that looks pretty strong. It just hasn't made any progress. Only 1 rat at risk. Anywhere else, it's going to have to be an attack, which is going to leave something else at risk to create the overlap. Except you could have gone there. I thought he had the move, but yeah, 1, 2. Yes, he could have blitzed that goblin. Well, chose not to. It's coming in on the corner onto the claw piece.
Definitely looks like it.
But for some reason, we're assisting with the mighty blow piece and blitzing with just a guard piece, which I think is a little confusing and almost certainly not the way I would have done it. But there we are.
I'm sure it's a CunningRuse.
Yeah, are you? I mean, it's now a strong defensive shape, having not worked, but it was interesting lines.
Yeah. I don't. Oh, again. He might. He might need to.
The problem here is the lack of guard on the rat team, isn't it?
Yeah, he needs to. I think it's the easiest going to the right. So going for the hit.
Even 1 more guard would really help.
Yeah. But that's the problem if you go all the weird skills when you go block, claw, tentacles, pro, and neutral.
Well, I think the problem may have been keeping things alive to stand next to it. This looks like a team that's turned over some gutter rats, some storm vermin to me.
Some storm vermins? One of them has 93, the other one has 41. I don't know how
okay.
many
Yeah,
guards.
they just... It's just nothing has doubled on the line rats then.
Yeah. Or maybe the line rats were double this time.
I don't know, do you love that 8-4-3-8 one? I mean, it's...
I don't think
it's
it
the
needs
hitter,
the movement.
but I'm not sure the 8 is helping there.
No.
And the way I read the skills, it was taken after the strength, mighty blow, and claw.
I think it's actually it is in the order it's coming.
Yeah, so I think I'd have turned the move down at that point. But, you know, perhaps he's got value out of it. It's certainly very fast.
Oh, is it claw?
And incredibly dangerous.
Is it claw? Yeah, movement attack, block, mighty blow, strings. I have no clue. The movement doesn't make sense. Actually, the movement doesn't really make sense, whatever it is in that order.
Doesn't really.
If it's your killer. And
I mean, it's very fast. That's probably a good thing. Right, so the stand firm plan has worked, and now the mighty blow might get to mighty blow something.
Hooray for mighty blow.
I'm excited. Well, the rest of the mighty blow hasn't done anything, so it's going to be nice to see if it does. You can get a hit with that and a hit with the other one if you really want to. Although that's a little harder to envisage. There goes the troll. Slightly weird thing. But it's done a thing.
I was about to say, I think he's moving all behind us. Or like doing like a screen in the middle or what? I have no clue. He's splitting up his own team.
Yeah, I do love the huge hole he's left in the middle that he now only has goblins to block with.
And one of the goblins...
Guess where I'd be hitting.
And then one of the goblins is clearly going to block. I have no clue why that goblin hasn't blocked yet either, with having wrestled.
No. Do you think this might be a textbook example of what some people tend to call overblocking?
Yes.
I mean, imagine a lovely fail there.
I don't even mind. Actually, the wrestle block was one of you needed to.
And if the ball's going to run away, which it probably should, it could have done it a while ago.
Yeah, like to be fair, in this turn we can talk about overblocking, but I actually think the Goblin wrestle block was one of the blocks he needed to take.
Yes.
And he
Yeah,
probably had
absolutely,
needed
earlier.
it quite early to see what happened with that
He set
tackle.
it up quite a while ago. Why it just sat there on the shelf for when he felt like it. Whereas moving the ball, which he absolutely should have done really quickly as soon as it was obvious it had to run away, he should have done really a lot earlier. Okay.
But I'm not actually taking the block on with the wrestle tackle.
You know how sometimes you look at a really strong offensive position when they're all in a nice big gang in a cage in the middle and you're thinking, oh God, this looks really strong. I hope something just rips them in half. And then you look at this field and you go, oh, well, perhaps if I just wait, the opponent will rip himself in half.
Yeah, splitting.
Well, yeah, get banged on. And frankly, you deserve a little bit of this. Are we going to see any armor breaks from it? There is risk. Will the risk pay off? Mighty Blow does a thing. Except it absolutely didn't do anything. But, you know, could have done.
It did a thing.
Oh, no, it turned a stun into a code, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
I see, and there's the real reason you make your opponent roll dice. It's so they roll skulls.
Yeah, he was.
And that's how you win Blood Bowl games. You make your opponent do things, and when they fail, because everything fails in Blood Bowl, you win! Well, this looks a rowdy position for a possible troll blitz.
And what can go wrong with that?
Well, I said the splitting the team looked a bit weird, but actually, he now looks to be slightly overloading the left side, which is why the runner moved over there, and he sacrificed the Slayer into the middle. I'm not sure he should pull back central. I think if he runs away from the right flank, he can overload the left flank and push forwards.
A knockdown there had been useful to take that blitzer completely out of the world. Yeah, and he can blitz. He can end the turn with dodging that movement, that crazy thing.
Yeah, which has got the pace to catch up, which the dwarves importantly don't. It does mean leaving the guard piece behind, probably, or else it's two saucy dodges at the end of the turn. But the two goblins over there can leave now, and the rest of the team can, you know, shore up this right-hand flank. The troll doesn't even need to move; it can do fine as it is.
Yeah.
Assuming the hit works on the stand for dwarf.
You probably need to take the wrestle
Glark
tackle
can
hit.
hit the other one.
Yeah, but you can take the wrestle tackle hit first and see how it goes, and then decide.
Yeah, and as long as you get that one down, Glark can hit another one.
No.
Yeah, no, this is bad.
Nope, we're staying divided. The wrestle tackle hit hadn't worked either, but then we at least know
the goblins could even have sorted the other goblin out, who could then have hit the dwarf. I know it would probably have bounced with its dodge, but you'd never know for sure. And it would have helped the goblin out.
And now he should have used wrestle tackle.
Yeah, the wrestle would have got him down, freeing Glart. No, it looks like it has to be either... Is it a dodge out with the claw to hit the dodge dwarf?
Or you 3-dice it with
or blitz with troll.
You move goblin over, because there's a goblin in range anyways. You can move goblin over and make it a 3-dice.
Yeah.
And then the troll can run into... Then the troll might need to go to the right side, because you already committed so much over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's thinking of unifying his team anytime soon. He does have a pace advantage. So, of course, any turn he really chooses to try and put the two halves back together, it should be possible. Yeah, he's seen the 3-dice, it looks like.
Nope. Pro it comes. Pro fails.
Yeah, I hate Pro so much. And of course, in Blood Bowl 2020, it's going to be actually quite good. Which is going to be an issue for me. I'm going to have to learn to love it.
Probably like it as much as I like random leader nerf teams in that.
Well, I mean, Pro isn't terrible. It just never quite punches the weight you really want it to.
No, and people use it, and when people then get it, they use it every time, which just risking them rolling like pushes into skulls.
Yeah.
Because then they're thinking, now I got it, I need to get value out of it.
I mean, lots of people think it's good, and they're all wrong. It's not good. And there's almost always better things to take. But it's going to be quite good in the next set of rules, where the people arguing it are wrong. I mean, they're not massively wrong. They're just, you know, they're slightly wrong.
Nope.
And now they're going to start to have a real point. It's a 3+ Pro is a very good thing.
Yeah, 3+ is.
Okay, and the final 3+ worked out. Well, he still left the absolute monster at risk, and I think that needs smashing with Mighty Blow. And there's 2 Mighty Blow dwarves next to it. Surely he can't mess it up again. He is going to hit the right thing with the right skill. I mean, I say surely. I wish I was sure. I'm not. Certainly that dwarf's going the wrong way. Yeah, that was a time for a cheeky early turn. Go for it. Okay. Well, that's all our eggs over on that side in terms of our hitters from the dwarves, because the other one's getting up into risk unless we dodge it out, which we probably should at the very end.
It might pay again. He might end up putting even more players to the right. Nope, he's.
No, it's a good blitz spot shot, shoring up both sides at once. I really like that.
Yeah, me too. I was advocating to go for.
And whilst Glart is a claw, he doesn't come backing it up with any Mighty Blow. So he's a little bit of a feather duster tickle rather than an absolute monster. And you still don't want to get hit by him, but it's not as bad as one of the true hitters.
Oh.
And again, Mighty Blow turning that, I think, wasn't it? From a stun to a KO?
Stunty as well.
Yeah, okay, so it was always going off.
But we can pretend it was a line rat.
Oh, let's.
Little rat.
Right, are we going to see a troll hit? After 4 turns of slowly talking our knickers off, are we finally going to see some action?
The troll have been hitting, he's just not been doing anything.
Effective in any way, yeah. That. Well, that's the problem with piling all your SPP on a big guy, is you're relying on very high variance.
Because he's been banging it in. He didn't move it away, so he's just been scrumming up with that blitzer for some time now. And yeah. It's... we thought he might have moved it last turn. But nope.
Okay,
And
now that the
Hedgehog.
position is slightly weaker on the left, it looks like he might be thinking about going there.
And Pro fails. Yeah, but...
Wow. Well, the troll so far has been quite poor. It's gone stupid once. It's put in a weird assist, which he then cleared everyone off it from. Almost like he was afraid of it touching dwarves. Perhaps it has a bit of a fear. You know, it can't advance there because of the Slayer and 2 guard assists. It's really not done value so far. I mean, it's holding the centre quite well.
He's yeah.
But that's a really expensive way of doing that.
They are not really willing to go down those dwarves either. It's a bit
no, the dwarves have, yeah. The hits he's got have not proved as fruitful as you would expect.
He's stunning. When he get them down, though, he will stun them. But he has a hard time getting them
it's
down.
another problem with the dwarves. It's one of the reasons they're not a hard counter to claw. Nothing is, but they are a reasonable answer in that they do come with thick skull, and it does really help. Just keep things on the field, which will eventually get up again. In this world of the claw pom, then obviously a little bit of fend can help too. I'm not sure I'd put it on a runner that was already plus agility and plus movement.
Oh.
I'd be pretty confident of things not hitting him. What
We
would
have
I be
on Fumble seen people go like guard fend and all longbeards because they got tired of getting claw pumped before
for 4 years ago when
yeah.
piling on ended.
Yeah. And as they screw it, just a guard fend on everybody. Problem is, of course,
the problem is though,
without Mighty Blow and the contact, you don't get as many hits with them either.
yes.
So they
And of course, even if you've got 5 or 6 fend, they can still pile on the other 5 or 6 in your team. And they're still hitting you with Claw Mighty Blow, which is still incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, my experience with fend on Amazons is also mainly that the claw piece is just killing them without having to pump. Like the Mighty Blow tackle pieces just kill them out straight without actually having to pump on them. But it got, to be fair, it might still be enough to at least get a potato going. Where the dwarves has to patch from.
I like the fact that he is pushing down the left finally, and he always had the pace to leave the dwarves behind. I just think there were slightly better times to do it.
Yeah, I think
the dwarves are responding reasonably decently. They've put their Twag Magnet cozy onto the twat, so that's good. A little bit of pressure behind the ball is not awful at this time, though. I wonder if he will have cause to regret not bringing that back around the front.
So he's
because also, of course, leaving one on the plus strength movement vermin. Yeah, the problem with that is that a push meant you probably had to, because of the way you set it up, put it between the other 2 dwarves, and then any kind of push or power result pushes it through the dwarf line, which wouldn't have been ideal.
The Underworld doesn't have tackle either, besides that one tackle. It's really weird. They're missing everything. I don't mind actually blitzing that. The twat
but they've got a huge troll that they're not using very much, and they've got a huge vermin.
He can go back to. He can go right.
Not getting much value out of, sadly. He could go back to the right. It would really, really help if the troll knocked this dwarf over, but I strongly suspect it won't. It's a blood dwarf.
Yeah, but even.
Yeah.
I was about to say even push will be fine, but because the push will at least give you a possibility to blitz it off.
Yeah, I mean, the block saved him from the 1 in 9 fail. The pro desperately wanted to deal him. Pro, it's been terrible always, although it's about to become a compulsory get. So that's completely ruined that plan, because as you said, even a blitz did give him a pocket to head right with his pace.
Okay.
So now he's going to try it up the side with his strength 4. Jugs at least moves it.
Yeah, so it's his blood is awesome from creating holes.
Yes. Well, strength 4 and a pretty much guaranteed moving the piece.
Yeah, and it's a two heads piece. So if you can just get, the. Oh, it's a bit of a stretch.
It's all very tight.
You need the 3+ to work, I think. surely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Fine. Well, you need 2 go for it's on the blitzer, don't you? To really make it safe. And then ideally a dodge with the goblin as well. Although the dodge with the goblin is...
Ooh, why are we...
Oh! That was 1 more than I felt he needed.
Why
Now the
did...
goblin has to go first, because of course
Yeah,
it's a 1 in 9 fail to get away.
Yeah, and he cannot cover that with the blitzer, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, assuming he makes the first dodge without popping it, he then dodges past the runner, doesn't he?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we need to that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He does probably, otherwise it's too easy.
And then it closes off everything except the blitzer around the outside.
Round
And even
outside.
then that blitzer would have to
Round
make a
outside.
dodge. So yeah, 2 dodges from the goblin sorts this.
Nope. Not
But he's
anymore.
just blocked that hole.
And that's a
So the goblin can't sort this.
Ooh, so now the goblin needs to stand first, and then you need to double go for it with
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not really.
Still got to move the goblin first, because it's a 1 in 9 fail to get away from the Slayer and get somewhere useful.
Oh, you just
Which...
go for it. That's all right. Then you just double go for it now with this, with the guard up and stand beside still. That should be fine. If it can make the 2 go for it because it's guard.
Well, it's made the first one. I'm not sure it really needs to make the second, but it would be nice. But of course, if he hadn't blocked that hole, it could have got there without the go for it. Yeah, didn't make the second go for it. Didn't need to. Right.
But the guard.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 dodge gives you 1 die on the ball with the blitzer. 2 go for it's and a 3+.
Oh dear. What?
I don't hate that.
1, 2, 3,
Or
4, 5,
alternatively,
6.
you smash through the goblin and just get multiple people back in front of the ball, which I don't hate either.
I'm still a bit confused with I initially go for it with the ball carrier. Did he really need that?
I didn't think so. I'd have stayed on the edge, and then I think that would have been safer. But
because if he stayed on the edge, the goblin could have been standing where he is, and the guard could have been going for it to the space where it's laying down in there. There'd been a lot less dies.
Yeah, exactly. Well, as I said, if you'd done the double goblin dodge, you didn't need anything else to work to make it safe. But it's not a bad shape under pressure at this time. It's given him a route to score. It's not easy for the Dwarves to stop this, particularly not if they're just going to run off into the middle of the field for no reason. I suppose he's stopping the sweep across to the other side, maybe? I mean, he's not, sure. But I can't think what else he's doing there. Is he going to attack this ball at all, do you think?
1, 2, 3. Goblin bites the dust.
He's irrelevantly hurt a goblin. That must be nice.
Yeah, it's not worth it. So hitting a goblin is not really a
this
hurt.
is back where all the back there where all the good dwarves are.
Was that a blitz? No, the runner's coming from the blitz, of course.
Ah, yes, the magical runner of doom. That makes some sense.
Yeah, if those 2 go-fros had worked with the guard blitzer, then this has been pretty safe. If that had been a guard piece standing there where the where the blitzer is standing now.
Yes.
Oh! Did he need to do that extra dodge?
Yeah, he did, or else, if not go for it.
Yeah, okay, but
so either way it would have failed. But
yeah,
I mean,
but I still prefer
2 go for it would have got in there as well.
And I prefer
but the dodge is the same, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, you're falling down longer.
Fail in a better place. Yeah.
And now he's now he can just guard claw bomb that piece.
Yeah.
And run down to the corner. Which
always looked like the future, but yeah, he did create a decent chance.
Yeah. So, and then you can hit with the blitzer in the back.
2+2+2+. Once the blitzer had 2+2+ to get itself in place. So 5 2+s.
But it was pretty fair. That was the same as Dalibor missed to actually get it saved. So I guess that's
Yeah, yeah.
all right.
No, I mean, you
Oh.
didn't have the right to complain. I felt the Dwarves got slightly out of shape
Yeah.
and didn't get back quick enough. I didn't like the ones that went round the back that are now completely irrelevant.
Yak. And why are you pushing it there? That's... You can push it... Why are you pushing it closer
He's
to
got
you?
enough to stall anyway, but it seems the wrong place.
It's
Just-
a 3+3+ to get out anyway with the Goblin. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're clearly not...
Exactly that. It's, yeah. Just an odd choice, isn't it?
Well, cheers for stepping in anyway, Yak, yesterday. It was nice having somebody.
Well, he can certainly stall another turn. I'm not sure you desperately need to. I guess these dwarves are both agile and occasionally quick, but
Yeah.
that runner can't be everywhere, and the other one's very vanilla, so blitzers aren't pacey. I guess it's just better if you can stall it out, and it does look very stallable.
Dalibor
Realises at any stage.
Dalibor played a fumble as well. You know that... I was about to say, you know Dalibor from fumble as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just Yak.
Well, that's terrible. Well, that's a 3+2+2+ from 1 die, which is not good.
The
Which
Goblin
means you
needs to
probably
work.
have to put the Goblin on that blitzer.
You realized.
Okay, that solves it slightly.
And at least on Blood Bowl 2, it's a hard counter with the turn, not like fumble in the days. I remember back in the days where we didn't have the timeout, where normally if you spun into the right people or played the right people, I was just having a book nearby. I was literally just reading, then occasionally looking at the game.
Yeah, some people were absurd in how late they took it.
And Fix Skull doing a thing. You talked about it.
Well, that's what it's there for. Just try and help against the claw. But
was that a 4+?
yeah,
Activation
not
into a
that time.
KO on the blotcher. I think the troll had got enough for you.
Well,
It
it was time the troll did something. I'm not going to begrudge it that at all. Normally I would, but this time I'm going to say fair enough.
It had been pretty shit.
It has. He's been baiting it all half, and it's done very little for its money. So
Up, now
finally, it's put in a performance.
You might as well do the next one, and then he's using all the 3 minutes though. He got it, and
It
he's
really
using
is. Overusing it. No, the other one just didn't want to stand up, I take it.
No,
that
that's no
Skaven
reason.
lineman
That's
could
no
be a
reason.
Skaven. Yeah, it could be a Skaven lie down. It's agility 2 anyway, so dodging away would have been a 50%, and it's just not worth that with AV7.
Yeah, and even I don't even think I will take the 3+ on that one. It's not doing enough by moving.
No. Couldn't. I mean, it could possibly have locked this back up a tiny bit, but not really.
Not like, especially
Surely
not when
you've
he's
got
not
to-
even. He's not even.
You've got to re-roll that, haven't you? There's no point in keeping it for your
One turner.
single turn. Even a riot isn't really going to help here. You're looking to win in overtime. But sure, have a re-roll for the turn 8 hits. That can be fun.
Yeah, it could get a riot. You don't know.
Riots are very hard for dwarves to use effectively and score with.
Yeah, it's only he got the 2 runners. He got because he got kickoff return on the other, and he got that 84 plus movement. He actually have the
does have
2
a play.
pieces. He kind of have a play, but it's still bad.
I mean, you do. You can put a cage far enough forwards that the runner's in it reasonably secure. and it is within 9 of the touchdown line. But still getting there in that final turn, even at AG4, should be incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a play.
That's more than a lot of Dwarf team will.
Absolutely. It's where hiring Barrick can really help as well, just because he's got pass.
Ooh, I do like that.
Not for his Hail Maryness.
And got a nice foul when shooting the player laying on the floor.
Yeah, he's still not getting the value out of this Claw Mighty Blow on these Dwarves so far.
No. I think he'll still be reasonable happy with how the half is gone.
Well, I mean, he's smashed one, knocked out another, and has got over for his touchdown.
And he's
without over much trouble on the ball in the end.
And he only lost a goblin himself. And
The
2
flank
KOs.
move was strong. I still think splitting the team up was poor. It was easy for either side to get overwhelmed. They were a little bit lucky that they didn't, that the armour held up when the Dwarves managed to hit back. But then he pushed down the left successfully, which I thought was, the right place to go. Managed to get everything out away from the right-hand side, leaving the Dwarves outpaced and outmaneuvered, which is how you beat Dwarves.
Yeah, no matter what, they're still slow as fuck.
Yeah, very little that can be done about that. It's no secret to how you beat Dwarves.
No, and that's
I don't know why people find it so difficult. It's very easy. Roving Yak Stay has come to join us.
Can you hear me?
Certainly can.
Loud and clear.
Thank you. Well, first of all, hello, Purple Chest. Pleasure to meet you.
Good evening.
And big fan of you and admire. So, hello.
Hi. You been enjoying the cast so far?
Yeah,
did you watch the first half?
No. I joined by turn 7. One of the questions I would like to ask you about this match: who won the toss and what did he decide? Because it's a very interesting decision: Underworld versus Dwarves.
I don't actually know. In theory, if you have animations on, and it will show you in the beginning, but I don't have animations on. So I don't actually know.
I'm saying it because as Underworld, what I like to do is against Dwarves is receiving, going in offense, because you can control when to score easily. If you get casualties, you can stall more, and Dwarves struggle to score a lot. And since Underworld were in offense first, I was wondering if Dalibor had that in mind.
He might have. He do have like 4 claw pieces on the page. So I will not be.
Yes, I think as Dwarves, if you get the chance here, you would want to start in offense and get some hits in on the line of scrimmage and just try and get numbers overwhelming the claw. So as it was Skaven that received, as the Underwhelm that received, I took it that Underwhelm had won the toss, but I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Because with Underworld, most of the time you want to go into defense and take advantage of this playstyle that you don't care about being scored because you can score very quickly, and all you care about is the trying to inflict attrition and then force the early score or get a sack option, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But against Dwarves, it is the opposite.
Okay, and again, is that because you think you just need to get them down on numbers as soon as possible?
And because you can control them. As you cannot control other races, but with Dwarves, you can control when they score if they need to score in 3 turns.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think in overtime format, it almost doesn't matter because they're going to get their time for trying to hit you with attrition. But I do think if you're starting out, particularly with some can openers, I don't mind trying to outmaneuver a full Dwarf team. I mean, as we saw, these Underworld did it reasonably easily once they set their minds on it.
But I don't.
That's the thing. The Underworld have a very strong offense in my experience. Really hard to stop. But the problem is that they cannot keep the ball in their hands for a long time. So if you are very good and you manage to keep the ball for 4 turns against Dwarves, then their offense is limited to 3. In this case, I don't know how they did it, but they did a full 8 turns stall.
They hung.
Can I ask something first? Why do we have a movement 784 runner not trying a 1-turn against 3 goblins on the line of scrimmage? And a Slayer.
Well, most dwarves don't ever practice 1-turning. It's not something they need to do or want to do.
Okay.
Some just consider it a dirty habit.
Okay. I'm just slightly. You can get. There was literally 3 dice on everything, and you could
There's also a chance he hasn't turned his dodge to choice anyway, isn't there? So you might get automatic dodging too.
Yeah, potentially, but you can still. There's plenty. You can plenty do the 1-turn pushing and hitting the goblins for the same reason.
Yeah, it was worth a go.
That seemed absolutely
particularly
ridiculous.
as you said, with the other runner having kickoff return so that it could get to the ball and try and get it to the runner. It gives you certainly a chance. 2 Slayers is easier if you really want to commit to that.
But it's still with movement 7. With movement 7, 1 and a tight line of scrimmage of strings 2.
It's super easy.
Now, I'm just hoping, against hope, that we're going to see a slight change in pattern here. And he's going to try and hit whatever's on the line of scrimmage with mighty blow players.
No.
Because we've noticed that slightly, just ever so slightly, when he's done that, the results have usually been a bit better. But it hasn't been a big priority for him.
No,
so we're trying to see if that's changed. That's going to be a little bit of tension added to the start of the second half there. Is he going to get? He's got 4 mighty blow players. Is he going to get at least 3, if not 4, mighty blow hits? I'm going to say yes to 3, probably not 4.
It seemed almost like he was trying to get star player points into 2 guard pieces, didn't it? he almost went out of his way to blitz at times.
To hit with his non-mighty blow pieces wherever possible. Yeah. Yeah, that did seem a thing.
And like looking at him, potentially I looked at him also thinking it's a possibility to get some free star player points. But it's probably you should wait till you actually won the game.
Yeah. And totally with you with the 1-turn. Kickoff return, movement 6, sure hands, movement 7, plus agility, frenzy. Could even, as you said, blitz a goblin and get it in.
And there was a tight line of scrimmage as well to make it even easier. And it strings 2, and he got a ton of guards, so it's 3 dice all along.
It's freaking perfect. And the dodge, and automatically dodge. You can set tackle in not automatic, as Crucifer hates it. And it was so perfect. It was just easy, as easy as it can be. By the way, Blood Bowl 2 has a challenge, and I don't know if you checked it, but there are several challenges. You need to resolve a puzzle. One of them is a 1-turn with the dwarves.
I did that on stream. I had done that on stream.
I think there's 1 or 2 I haven't done in the challenges, but I've done most of them. I thought they were quite fun. I thought they were a good waste of sort of half an hour.
Okay, I did. I think that's the only one I did. It was one of my watching that asked me to try to do it. See if
the one that made me genuinely smile was tossing the bomb around.
Yeah, the bomb was amazing.
Maybe I'll take a look at them.
The bomb with
2 or 3
widows,
goes
right?
before I worked that one out. It was fun. But yeah, there was 1 or 2 I don't think I did do in the end. I think I just got bored. But
Talking
I think
about
I did most of them.
The France guy saying what he was saying about Blood Bowl 3 is they're planning to do it with like a custom timer. So the timer will be much more flexible than it's been now.
Well, time bank was the phrase I heard being
yeah,
thrown
but
around.
I think the idea was like in different setups, so you can have completely without time, with a time bank, with a pool of
Infinite
time.
time.
Yeah, like
Okay.
having like a chess clock time. So
But I'm gonna have to talk about this because he started out when he just looked at all his pieces and all the mighty blow ones were touching the opponent.
and now they're moving
And
away
he's moved
again.
them all away. He's moved them all away.
But they have stand firm PC. They can cover the sides
Cool,
along.
what's he? I mean, I know they can, and yeah, all right. Perhaps he's blitzophobic, but
The thing is, he do have a wrestle piece as
this
well.
is hurting me. Yeah, and he's got his nice agility movie piece set back, and he's got his kickoff return. I just don't think you need to be that afraid of the blitz, particularly 1-0 down. You've got to get a good, strong drive going.
Yeah, and I was about to say, I don't think the stand firm is not.
Awful.
The thing is, he's just hitting the guard with strength 4 and there's a hole anyway. So the blitz defense is not there
absolutely.
anywhere.
Yeah, you hit the end of the line and you've got a big wide hole. Strength 4 juggernaut just moves it, doesn't even need to power it. Oh.
As far as Underworld is concerned, I wouldn't have put the troll in the line of scrimmage. There's a goblin.
No, I know what you mean, but it's got to do something. And it really did in the first half, really didn't. So
it needs to carry its weight.
Do something.
There is a goblin that is safer than Glart.
Yeah, he's protecting one goblin.
That is hurting me.
Yeah, I don't know why he's protecting that goblin.
Perhaps it's its favourite goblin. I think we're picking on these coaches here. They're clearly playing Blood Bowl, I mean, perhaps in a fluffy way, and he likes that goblin. I mean, what's your problem with that?
He doesn't like that
goblin.
Hey,
that one actually had the skill. Quite happy with that one dying.
Yeah, he's quite happy with the wrestler dying and not with the skillless goblin that is behind the rule of 5.
Possibly useful goblin should have been kept alive, and the utterly trash rookie shouldn't. I think you're crazy. Crazy.
That's apparently they play weird ways in Spain.
Newfangled coaching, I don't understand it. I'll never catch on. Just hit stuff with your least hitty players, so that they get more hitty eventually. It's a good plan. It'll work.
But have you spotted the thing as well? If it's if that Slayer doesn't work on the first block, he's taking up this.
It could be a 1 die on the second, but it should be 2 die into 1. He's only got to move 1 more guard in place. Surely he'll do that. No, he won't.
No, and if he doesn't knock him down, it's he's getting 2 dice straight back because he moved that guard in. That follow up on the guard.
Just see see that guard.
And that was a 1 dice going on.
That's why. Let's have a 1 dice blitz. Why not? Alright, look, this is really important because people like playing dwarves. If you're an aspiring dwarf coach, and I know there's only about 3 people watching, but if anyone ever watches this back thinking, I'll see how the dwarves did it, yeah, don't do it like this. Don't do what he's doing. This is not good.
I will solve that part, and we will add this to the website, and hopefully another 15 or 20 people will see it. So.
Well, don't do what these dwarves are doing.
Yeah, it's not it's not good.
And CunningRuse, do your dwarfing differently.
Right now it is the heaven for the Underworld, because you can at pleasure snipe 1 dwarf a turn and don't even protect the white zones. You know, you just
stay in the middle.
I would even stay narrow as 3 squares. I mean, two pieces, 3 squares away, and then the full team. You want to go into the side inside my formation? You're welcome, even with the guards. I will dodge and take 2 or 3 claw hits on your dwarves, and I'm waiting for overtime because I'm Underworld. I can wait until the 15% toss of overtime. It's fine for me. I'm the stunty coach.
Yeah, you've only got 1 more on the bench, 1 more goblin, so one more thing broken on the Underwhelm, and they're at max 11, which isn't terrible for the dwarves. I see what you mean about minding your time and chipping a single dwarf, but there, he didn't actually need to blitz that same one. He could have got a nice hit on it, and I know it had the dodge, so hitting with the tackle made sense.
But it's
But
not.
he didn't do that.
I see what you say. I would have blitz probably the right side with guard on the stand firm, because you want to isolate one or two dwarves and fight
and keep
there.
them away from the pack. A stun there is
Exactly.
really useful. That dwarf's then out of it for at least 2, if not 3 turns,
Exactly.
depending where the action goes.
You disappear. You get your pieces away from where the ball's not gonna be and where the ball's not gonna get inside your field. What's those 5 or 6 dwarves in the left of the field gonna do? Go inside your field, invade when the ball is there? No need. You go with the full gang and gang foul a dwarf in the right.
I would invade, but
But without the ball,
that's because I'm rowdy. Yeah. Also, I wouldn't have the ball that far back because I'd want to be trying to tempt you to think, can I go for the ball? And ideally, you might try a bit. But that's because I tend to be a bit rowdy. And he hung back. Well, I understood why, and now he's got a nice, safe little cage. Good. That's quite good.
When in doubt, invade Spain.
you do not need that guard in the back, right?
No, not really. Particularly not if you're bringing that runner back there. And unfortunately, it now means he's... Oh. Okay. I was going to say it means he's probably going to pull the stand firm back, which he didn't, which is nice. So he is trying to take some space as well as defend the ball, which is good. But he's allowing himself to get a bit thin across the line of scrimmage. So again, I agree with you here. I'd be heading for the stand firm piece out on its own. Either side. See if I can make something nice happen.
And this is why I love to have. Hey, he has one. He has one guard. Guard on Underworld, I was gonna say, because if you can place that guard with the troll after blitzing the stand firm in the left, suddenly the dwarves can, yes, again invade your field, but there are 4 dwarves that will stay there fighting with you. You may apply 2 or 3 claws there, and once you have taken rid of them, the dwarf team has to choose to keep invading or keep fighting. Both choices are bad for the dwarves, because if they keep invading, they split the team. If they keep fighting, they better remove your team because they are losing turns to score.
This is another big problem that the Underwhelm have had, is that their hits have just not been effective. Either not getting a power tool, or even when they do, not breaking armor, and the breaks have mostly been to stun. We had one very early
I was
cast,
about
but
to
since
say,
then it's been
I think they have a pretty high percentage of actually breaking armor. It's just not many chances they have to do it.
Yeah.
I don't like where the Underworld is closing ranks. I would have closed ranks to the left of the troll and making line down my field from the same line the troll is in, but not in the very centric front of the dwarves, because that's what dwarves excel at. They are gonna just put 4 guards in that line. Another rat. Come on, they are armor 7 and 8. You're gonna lose 4 rats if you're unlucky. You don't put your team
Well,
there.
probably not, because he'll hit with his guard pieces and keep the really aggressive stand for Mighty Blow ones for security detail.
He did do that for the whole first half, right?
Pretty
Because
much.
I'm really surprised that there is
The Mighty
not
Blow
a
hits
single
seem to be...
rat in crossed.
Yeah, me too. The Mighty Blow hits seem to be by accident rather than ever by design. I mean, some happened because there's enough Mighty Blow that eventually some Mighty Blow hits are going to happen, but it didn't seem to be something he was prioritizing, which against this level of armor is just not acceptable. So it's a nice stopping turn, but no real chipping, no real threat. So now I guess you do have to wall up wide and hope to just stop progress forwards. No, now it's neither Arthur nor Martha. If he's dropping back in behind that central area, it's still allowing the dwarves a lot of free space, but it hasn't split them up either. Oh.
So if your dwarves, PC, you go into that line with all your guards, right?
What, into the central area?
Yeah, so between Glart and not in the troll, of course. Maybe you can take the troll
He's
down with the
going to
Slayer. I would
blitz
try
I'd probably do
to.
exactly what he's trying to do here, which is I prioritise actually probably knocking Glart out of the way and making some space on the field, whilst he's just not defending it at all.
Oh, it's a mighty blow hit. But
Hooray!
costing a reroll
Hallelujah!
and doing nothing.
But if I get nice and safe, then yes, I absolutely try and reinforce that central area.
That's not gonna happen.
But I may have just chosen to go for it because there's so many tasty-looking hits there.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you win this match, because what he's doing is... why would I have gone left to the troll? Because I would think my opponent is good, and I don't want to take more than I can chew. Okay? So if I take all that line, and my opponent is good, he will not care about me surrounding him, because I will have a wide area and the ball in the center. So
He's going to... No.
God, no, that was terrible.
But why?
Yeah,
particularly without the reroll.
that's
And it's a
that
blocked
dwarf.
throw.
If it stepped one forwards, it was Dauntless 2 dice into Dauntless 1 dice. But stepping there, it was Dauntless fail 1 dice into -2 no matter what happened. Oh, that was awful. And also the dwarf hasn't really moved anywhere useful. It's still right over the wrong side. So if it wasn't going to be helpful on the second block, then it should have waited and run off afterwards. The rest of it isn't terrible. The cage over on the side, I know he's not closed one back edge of it, but the Underworld don't really have a route around there. Luckily, they don't have a gutter runner yet, so you can leave the back door swinging a bit.
I'm counting how many claws there will be on dwarves this turn, and I can count 2.
The problem is that he's either got to do something creative with the troll, which he's shown a lack of willingness to do, or put the guard piece at some risk, which again he's shown a lack of willingness to do.
I would definitely put the guard in and hit with the strength 4, and then hit with the troll, and probably stand up
Yeah, the
guard.
problem is you're then at a 1 dice, and then a 2 dice if the 1 dice is at least a push. But yes, it's certainly very doable.
I wonder if he's looking at actually blitzing with Glad on that. No.
But it looks like he wants Glart to hit the second runner, which is interesting. I mean, Glart could hit the stand firm and then step into the ball, but that's
crazy.
ludicrous.
That's losing Glart. That's receiving mighty blows. That's more than you can chew. Take what you can take and stay safe. You're not in a hurry. Take your claw hits.
He's blitzing Glad to understand firm and staying. That's my bet.
Well, let's hope he's staying. Certainly that's the right answer. Still puts him, not ideally where you'd want him to be. You drop a guard on, the runner hits the secondary piece off, and then you blitz Glart with some mighty blow, just as a tip. Right.
I did call it.
You absolutely called it.
He should also take the 1 dice straight up, and then the 2 dice hopefully on the third card.
Yeah, absolutely. He only needs a push, and he's got the rerolls if needs be. He should not only take it, he should get at least the push on the first for the 2 die on the second.
What the?
What the?
Is he starting with the wrestle?
Changed nothing.
I can do the wrestle tackle first now instead for 1 dice, so you can do it the other way around. I'm not I don't really particularly like having the goblin up there.
No, I
No,
don't think that's a great place
I
for the
would
goblin.
have done this turn completely different if I was Underworld. I would have hit twice on the left instead of on the cage. I would have had the ball carrier and the goblin back ready to threaten the ball if he decides to incorporate the stand firm to the fight, to the scrum, unless he goes back with the ball. I would have the troll would be better positioned.
Why is he
Why has he
going?
pushed him over there? Why is he helping him?
Yeah, because they are movement
Come on.
4, you know. If he
At least
pushes
push.
him to the other side, it's harder for the dwarves.
That's the wrong. It's not just weird. It's a wrong decision. That's a wrong thing. This is another wrong thing. He's going to push in the same way again.
So the few players he has that's free, we better help him get him over around the ball.
All together, yes.
This is so nice of him.
He has
I
a
mean,
nice.
he understands that dwarves are a brotherhood. They need to be together, and it's a very generous opponent that helps you with that.
To be fair, Dalibor is a nice guy. He's absolutely lovely.
Oh, why are we running backwards? What's good? The shuddering fuck is going on now? What are we doing? Why? Oh, what the jeez? Why? Cora, explain things to me. I'm a stupid old man. What's going on? I don't understand. What's happening? Have I taken too many of the pills again? Have I?
He helped you to collect your dwarves together, so he decided to stick with the guys.
What the fuck? I mean, it's not just me. That was completely ridiculous, isn't it?
It's
What are we
innovative.
hiding from? We're in charge of the position. The rats were all over the place. They'd reinforced over the wrong side and moved all our dwarves into a pack.
I know.
We went, well, we'll give you some dwarves back over there. Just equalise the fight a bit. That would be nice of us. And then some of us will retreat for no reason when there's no threat and we don't need to.
And do you like the stand firm on the far left?
Just having fun with the troll. No.
Yeah, I don't know. It's what it's been doing all game has been a mystery. What it hasn't been doing is hitting anything with its mighty blow, because why would you want to do that? What sort of a crazy world would you live in, where if you had a mighty blow piece, you'd hit things with it?
That's why I don't
What
take
a
mighty
disgusting use of that team value, of those 20k.
I mean, I'm
team
genuinely
value,
upset, but I'm also just confused. I'm confused. So many wrong things have happened.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I was pretty confused last evening as well. Who was that?
I'm becoming Artemis Black, aren't I? That's what's happening.
No,
no, you're not there yet.
It's something that happens to some poetists and writers in Spain, that when they think that good things can happen or are going to happen to them, they will pay in bad karma, in bad luck with other stuff, or in bad health or something like that. Maybe he thinks that if he uses the mighty blow pieces for that purpose, he will be positionally wrong.
With double sixes, yeah. I think he's using them as a psychological tool of warfare. He's saying, look, I'm so dominant here, I don't even have to use my good pieces. I'm going to use the poor ones that aren't very good and still beat you. It's a baller move, but I think it may not pay off. And that's a problem.
Claw is not do. Claw is a bit sorry as well.
Particularly if you run away instead of hitting things. Against AV7, that's usually not a good idea. Hit things. And then hit more things. I mean, obviously keep your ball safe and advance towards the other line, because that's how you win.
Now he started this, he might as well. I would be tempted to actually do the one dice.
Well, again, I mean, why are the Underworld just standing around trying to hit dwarves? How's that a good plan? Explain that to me, Yak. You like these things.
It is well, Underworld right now, if I was playing it, would be not only taking the claw hits that the dwarves so gently are providing, but also would be fouling that stand firm there. And I have no interest in blitzing that, for example, runner, because I don't care if 4 only and lonely dwarves invade my field.
Yeah. And are you suggesting that if you are using Claude, then using it on AV8 is pretty pointless when you could be using it on AV9?
I would be using every claw on every guard piece and nothing else. If you don't have guard, you don't get clawed.
Yeah, I guess if you're the Underworld coach, you do have to bear in mind that if you hit too many of the completely harmless dwarves, eventually the dwarves will have to hit with one of their dangerous ones. So perhaps he doesn't.
Oh dear.
Why do you take the 1B?
I don't. It's because he won a block. I can see why. It means he can follow up, but because of the power, he can
But it's
follow up.
terrible.
Hit things good.
Then you follow up, then you stand up, and then
Hit
you
things
block.
fun. Hit things good. Hit things fun. And look, it's worked. I don't know how you can criticise that. He's taken out a dwarf. He's dominating the position.
But yeah, the Troll Slayer is not. I don't. In that situation, the problem is the whole stack. I prefer him actually. That Troll Slayer is not giving him.
Look, it's not about. What do you want? How do you win with Underworld here?
Again, why are you pushing the dwarf to where it wants to be? I don't understand.
But the thing is, blocking.
Well, in that case, he didn't want his guard to be hit.
Yeah, the Slayer. The thing was hitting the Slayer was potentially just pushing the Slayer free.
But I don't care if the Slayer is free in the other side of the pitch.
No, but he will have pushed it straight back. We know that, and then it will be free and over with the rest.
There you are. We have isolated 3 dwarves. Hooray!
Look,
and we've got some defense. I mean, see, even now the dwarves have been so poor that we can play quite badly as the Underworld and still dominate. If I could see good things here, I'd lie to you, but I haven't, so I'm not going to.
So that mighty blow is not blitzing.
No, I like that. I think here the dwarves have realised they've completely got this game wrong, and they need to be on the front foot and hit some stuff with mighty blow. Good lad.
That's what you get when you put a rat in front of a mighty blow. So don't put the rat in front of the mighty blow.
And mighty blow doesn't.
We don't even need to break. You don't even need to take things off the field. If we're stunning enough, we'll dominate the position. We can roll our ball in, and it's all good.
I'd like to stress out that as Underworld, it is pretty simple. You cannot break into the dwarf's cage. You're not gonna strengthen them up. You're not stronger than them. You're not gonna punch them out.
Can I point out the funny thing? That
if you're facing dwarves, what you should do is put the ball on the ground and run away and hide in a corner.
I still love the fact that the dwarf has one dodge player and he keeps marking the rest of the tackle with that dodge player.
Brilliant, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, in the first half, he did eventually throw it on the troll. But it took a while to get there. And now, yeah, he's marking the tackler out of the game, which is great for his other dodge pieces. Keeps them safe.
So that
you're going to complain he doesn't have other dodge pieces, aren't you, Core? I know you. That may be true, but the theory's still there.
What?
To use your one dodge piece to mark the tackler out.
Yeah, that's what I normally do. I find the tackle piece and then I run to it. If you ask PC, you probably start moving forward a lot earlier than turn 6-7 with dwarves.
Oh God! I mean, he had all the space, and suddenly there was loads of space, and he went, "Oh, I don't want the space. I don't want to score. I'm going to run away backwards because there's one moderately scary player."
But I have seen PC playing dwarves, and he does it with a whole team. The whole team goes into the field all together, not like 4 dwarves in covering an imaginary side that doesn't exist, and then 5 dwarves go in. No, the whole team goes in.
Well, that's why it fell apart against Crucifer in the Chalice final. Was that when I pushed up one side, I needed just one turn of even reasonable pushes, but ideally a couple of powers, and half the rest of the team could have come alongside behind them. But instead I got loads of 1-in-9s, and against Stand Firm it just meant nothing moved. I couldn't free up anything to reinforce it, and the position fell apart. Because you can't go with 5, you can't go with 4. You need to go with at least 7, ideally 8 or 9. And if it means leaving a couple behind to get punched into the ground, that's their job.
And that's what I understand by the meaning of the word bash. Not removing pieces, as you said before, out
No.
of the field, but bashing them out of your way while your
Yes.
whole team safely and progressively invades the opponent's field.
Absolutely. I play strength-based rosters or armor-based rosters because bash is a pejorative, a rude term. I play them largely about dominating space. Now, I believe the removals will come. Removals will always happen if you build the team to be dangerous.
But now he got all the free space.
But you can't guarantee it, so that isn't how how you build a plan to win. You build a plan to win about dominating the position, advancing up the field and scoring.
Okay, now he cannot
exactly.
fuck it up.
Otherwise, you would be playing lottery.
Probably the prime example of was the Chalice semi-final against the Wood Elves, where I couldn't hurt an elf. And I had to find a way of still getting into a position to try and get a win out of a position where I couldn't touch a Wood Elf. Hardly help. I was lucky. I mean, it managed to work. It doesn't work all the time. Of course it doesn't.
No.
I'm learning to play like that with Nurgle. True that I get more removals than with other space dominating teams, but yes, I had these matches where I couldn't injure anyone, not even with pylon, and still I had to win the match. So you need to progress inside.
Yeah. So what's the plan then? When Plan A doesn't work, what's the other idea?
Actually, if you play with Plan A in mind, as in Plan A is not removing things, but Plan A is removing as you invade your opponent's field with your whole team, everything suddenly works perfectly.
Well, that's because if Plan A is beat the opposition up and remove them from the field, it's a terrible Plan A because it doesn't work too often. So it shouldn't be Plan A. So the first thing is you relegate it to it's nice if it happens, but my plan doesn't rely on it. And then you build a team that can actually try and win the game of Blood Bowl. Hopefully, the opponent isn't there. It makes it much easier. But if they are, what's your plan? How are you dealing with that?
Couldn't agree more. Underworld, on the other hand, is the opposite. Underworld, Plan A is to remove dwarves, not to stop them.
Yeah, you absolutely have to. Yeah, because you're going to fall apart. You're one of those teams that will fall apart. So the question is, what do you achieve before it? And with Underworld, it's removals. With vampires, it's get 2 to 3 goals ahead, touchdowns ahead, so that when there's no vampires left, they can't catch up.
Exactly, couldn't agree more. Folks, I have to run. Apparently, my wife and friends have come before.
Well, I think this is building up for a very good overtime. I still think we're going to get enough Underwhelm on the field that they're going to be dangerous, particularly if they've got the ball. And the Dwarves haven't shown that they can reliably get this over the line into overtime, let alone if they had the ball in overtime, do anything with it. So
I am devastated at the perspective of leaving you when it's PC here talking about dwarves, me talking about Underworld and KFoged to see us doing so. So I'm devastated when I have to run. It was a pleasure, and thank you for having me. And see you around the Puppet System.
Yeah,
well, dude, nice to speak to you.
So when Glad decided to roll a double skull, the dwarf finally decided to move at least forward.
Yes, which he had to do. And yeah, he's finally taken that position that could have been his 3 turns ago. He still hasn't brought quite enough dwarves with him. I'd still rather at least one more was there. But it's okay. Six you can do something with. It means you can lose one and still look reasonably solid afterwards. And again, we haven't seen enough from the Underworld to suggest that they're going to suddenly sort this all out. And finally, the stand firm Mighty Blow beard is in a position to be useful. It's keeping that goblin honest. If the goblin goes, it can obviously get into the backfield and try and reinforce the cage, or at least get adjacent on, in a relationship with it spatially. And if the goblin doesn't move, gives it a lovely hit.
Yeah, and he lost his speed monster to a KO. I'm not sure. Can with all those not doing anything, can he actually do anything about stopping that ball? No.
I'm not convinced he can. And particularly this needed to be a dodge out for a blitz, not a hit. So I'm not sure he's even trying to.
Like seriously, with 4 rerolls, shouldn't he have tried to loan a reroll on Glad Glad stopper skulls. Because just having Glad there had probably been enough to stop the Dwarf from going anywhere.
Yeah, they didn't seem to want to try it, did they? I'm going to say in my heart, no. That heading into overtime, 50% chance of the ball with 4 rerolls in your hand is a great position to be in. So it's not the end of the world for him if they score. Whereas, it's a 50% chance you've just given a reroll away for a terrible position.
But it was also potentially could have made the difference in you winning. Or does he just?
Yes, you can theory bowl it endlessly. If I'd bought a lottery ticket, I might be a multi-millionaire now.
Yeah.
But
I
still don't buy them because the odds are bad. And I think the same is true on a Glart reroll. I think you've got other players you'd be more worried about dying than Glart.
Yeah, it's
Again,
not more.
The claw does not come with Mighty Blow.
It was not the dying. It was mainly just him going down was actually what caused this Dwarf. Oh,
yeah, the positional collapse that came along with it, absolutely.
It was more that I was thinking about.
Yeah, but if you cared about that, you shouldn't have gone with Glart.
No, probably not. Actually, he probably shouldn't have gone with Glart.
Yep. So as the Dwarves here, we just roll the cage straight down, all 6 moving before we do anything else. And then we probably take the blitz on the Goblin, and as I said, try and reunite the stand firm with the cage a little more.
Yeah.
Okay, that's spicy. That's a move of 5. Okay, we're walling off instead of caging. Always a little worried about this.
I think it's fine. The runner runs down and stands behind.
Yeah, as long as they all come to really shore it up. Okay, now we're looking.
Yeah, that's fine.
As long as this last one comes to.
I can see why you want to get as far as possible away. And yeah, I think that's alright.
No, that's now fine.
It just took him a bit of time to get there.
Yeah, but no risks were taken until it was in place, so that's fine. And now I still think the stand firm blitzer hits the Goblin and tries to come and join up.
Yeah, he's going out.
At least unite with the Slayer. You don't need to risk a go for it.
No, you'll probably see the Underworld just taking the blitz on the blitz on something.
Yeah, that's nice spatial relationships. If you look at where the 4 that are nearest the rats are, there's no easy route through without a dodge that's into a tackle zone. And that stand firm just that 1 step away from the Slayer, because of course to take a direct line towards the ball, the thrower either has to take an extra step sideways first or has to make a 3+ dodge. So it's all nice and tight. The Dwarves didn't need to get up back in the pack because they're only going to get claw hit. And you don't particularly mind if they're fouled at this point. He'll lose only a Goblin, I know, but still with a foul on AV9, it's not the best odds in the world for them. So in the end, perhaps the drop back did work for him, but I still think that space was there to be seized the turn before.
Yeah.
Glart and the rat next to him were very blockable, and you could still have had plenty around to keep the ball safe.
Back. I'm not
seized
sure.
a nice position and then reinforced it.
I'm not sure he's gotten it if it's not been for Glad fucking out. Back to hitting the stand firm with any luck. His blocking has been pretty damn good.
Yeah, he hasn't had the luck with his hits. Even when he has mostly hit in more betterer, in the bestest places, unlike sometimes the Dwarves. But it just hasn't really paid off for him. Which is a shame. I feel unless we get the ball in the hands of the Underworld, this could be a very long overtime.
Yes, like 8 turns.
But of course, it does still give time for the claw to start telling. The dice can turn in their favour. It's not going to take a huge swing for them Dwarves to suddenly be under pressure.
No, it's not like
Even
they
if they
have a
start the
band.
half with 11, if you take 2 of them off in any drive, they're still in trouble.
Yeah.
And again, you don't even have to outnumber them. As long as you're manoeuvrable, 7 can outnumber 9 dwarves, as long as you leave 3 or 4 somewhere else.
Yeah. 9 Wood Elf can easily outmaneuver 11 Cast Dwarfs if they don't watch out.
Oh, very easily.
Du-du-du.
So not messing around with any blocks, just straight in, save the
Yeah,
rerolls,
he
no
got 2
drama.
rerolls. Jeez.
Let's go at 1-1. Absolutely, you can't afford to lose one on a bad block.
We have 2 goblins.
But it does mean there is a full Underworld team on the field. And that, of course, means, because it's their hitting, that there's almost certainly will be for overtime. Dwarves put the star runner aside. Are we going to see backlining, but slightly ahead of the backline? I think what would be
I don't
ideal is to just backline, but ideally in range of that that lovely blitzer.
I don't like this, because if he get a quick snap, he can chain push easily, and then still blitz the backline.
Yes.
And you just need a push on the backline now.
And Dalibor should understand his one turning.
And he got a
I'm
movement
not
8,
prepared to go that far.
which he should use
Right, I'm
instead
just going
of
to
the
love you and
goblin.
leave you for a couple of turns. I think I'll be back as soon as I can, but the wife is calling.
Yeah, I don't like this. So he can easily chain push 1 turn around with movement 8. And if he gets a quick snap, you don't even need to blitz, and then you can blitz the 1 dude in the side. Oh, cool, stop it, Liz. Who did you play? Anybody we know? Someday. Look like he's going for the. Any good? Whoa, we got it. That was a card less to have. Doesn't ring any bells. Yes, it's fine. Go for the damage at the same time.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
That sounds cool. Yeah, Zerocast on both sides is definitely favoring the Wood Elves. And nothing like a little bit of a cheeky one-turner. Oh. Oh, it was the Blitz. No, he wanted to do the throw teammate. It seems like I tried after the so he was going for the one-turner, but he wanted to throw a goblin apparently. Which seems silly because it's very sunny, so that's -1. I've gone for the chain push play personally. When Dwarf gets the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Dwarves versus 11 Underworld. Hooray! 16 turns and it does a bit, but I still think it's better out. And if you get the quick snap, you can blitz through the back. So I definitely set up to at least be able to do it. Yeah, and against Dwarf, yeah, to be fair, that was... No, he had to tag along there. But if you get quick snap, you can blitz. Exactly, you can leave it up for both and try the pushes and see how it goes. I need a glass of water. Now it's nice. It's the same formation again. Why is there goblin in the bag? I don't understand. Why is that more important than block claw? That magic, every setup he's just protecting a goblin. Like crazy. Next turn he will have surrounded it. Ooh. Actually, 50% rerolls. So next turn he'll get all 8 linemen around that troll, I'm sure. Hi Coffee, how are you doing? Now some hot sexy. We in the turn 17 and we still got 22 players on the bench. It's been pretty unspectacular. We can take the boring hit there just to get a free player. Probably not worth it. It's surely been. This is why we all love Blood Bowl. Ooh, I lost a follower, so we're back to 666. Yeah, his wife needed him for a bit. He'll come. He thinks he's back again, and as in the speed this is going, nothing will have been happening. Maybe it was himself. Oh my god. Another sexy claw hit for nothing. Oh yeah. Oh, isn't it dough? I cannot even remember my own SFX.
No, I'm back. Oh, in time for the thrilling overtime.
Yes, so he decided, so Dalibor decided not to try the chain piece at all, so he just blocked line of scrimmage and then he blitzed the Dwarf in the back line. And had to use a reroll on the go for it. And then he missed the pickup.
Well, didn't have to.
He decided to do because he still wanted to try the pro goblin. And then he missed the pickup. That's Snizzle. Snizzle for the dizzle.
Well, it's still 3-1, so it's still in a good reroll situation. He's got some backfield pressure.
Yeah, he the Dwarf spent a reroll on blocking the block kick claw piece. Double skull that and reroll that. And again, Dalibor has a magic goblin that's not to be touched. That was standing behind everybody. So the two setups was the same. You had the two stand firm mighty blow standing in the sides. So now even lost 25% of his mighty blow. He's still not blocking with 50% of them. That's pretty funny.
It's not a good decision, but you know, as long as he's having fun.
Yeah, the
He's
runner
built a nice little cage. Yeah, it's at least away from the troll. That's all good.
Yeah, the runner is nice. Besides, Fend is a bit weird.
The runner's lovely.
Besides, yeah.
Okay, so we're still wanting to play with the troll, which is fine. It's not been that dangerous. And it's left us a nice hit on his only guard piece. Still no great joy in the hits, though.
No for neither.
From either side.
No, but to be fair, like, for anything, losing two guard pieces and a guy, well, one of them is mighty blow. It's not like like Underworld has lost anything actually useful.
No, that's absolutely true.
The bad decision, the originally bad decision was to cast this game. Potentially right, yeah.
How dare you? It's a chalice match. So much has been done to increase the quality of the chalice. And the teams aren't terrible.
No, and it's the mask blow versus mass mighty blow is always fun. I have foreseen we'll play 7 versus 7, not 11 versus 11. That was what I was
Yes, you did
going
think
in.
there'd be more damage done. I mean, to be fair, I think the Underworld have done a better job with trying to hit with what they've got.
But it's just not
At
working.
times, I think they've overhit with it, but
Hey,
the
Dimmy.
Dwarves really haven't, and neither side have really had the payoff for it.
Oh, so close. Everything is alright. How many dwarves can you stun? Me too. Nope. Oh shit, so now he needs to... No, he doesn't need to block that. He moves guard in, then he claws first, and then it's a 3 dice claw with the troll. Right?
You'd have thought so, yeah.
And if no. What the... But no, I got pro, I don't need that. At least follow up.
Yes, Pro's been enjoyably terrible this game.
That was
To be fair, he's still got his blitz at this point, so all is reasonably well.
yeah, and it's again, it's slightly not doing much the blocking. Are you blitzing to get Glad back? Are you blitzing with the claw mighty blow down here?
I thought it was nice that the Dwarves threw the runner under the bus rather than dodging it off Glar.
Oh, you attacking the bolt carrier? What are you?
What are you doing now? Okay.
Yeah,
A cage attack, that's fair enough.
yeah, at least it forces the blitz direction if he doesn't just dodge away with... I guess the dodge away is more a bit more risky now. That's only because we're not that... To be fair, he has tried a lot and it hasn't really worked. Like again, this was a 5. If you're doing that hit, you're marking the runner, right? And forcing that guard not to go anywhere.
So that Rackle piece is AG2, so it's so easy to keep it where it is. That Rackle piece abs, there we go. I don't know why that took so much thinking. As you said, there's no point doing the hit if you're not going to mark up afterwards.
And try to stop him. At least now he needs to think about if he dares to do more 2+s with only 1 reroll, risking burning his last reroll.
I don't hate this position for the Underworld. See that how that stun of the Dwarf has really opened up. That entire side of the pitch is now irrelevant beyond the troll.
And he could have got to hit a lot. He could have been a lot worse. He got to hit with almost all these claw pieces.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Yep.
Oh, such a good sound clip.
Meanwhile, all the Dwarves achieved was a cage when the ball wasn't under that much pressure anyway.
Yeah, it seemed like the thing with caging for caging's sake. I have no clue.
I'm a big fan of a cage, but
That's not.
there are times you need to be a little more rowdy, a little more dominant of the position, rather than just defensive of the ball. Sometimes you even need to show a little bit of leg and try and get them to attack you. Because when they throw their best pieces towards your ball, you can usually isolate them and, either take them out or put them into irrelevant positions where you can then make some capitalization in a different direction. Oh my god, why are we going back towards the troll and the 4 rats not doing anything? I suppose we've got the time to try and rescue that stunned, stand firm mighty blow, but... Yeah, now what? Oh, red dice, brilliant. Ah, well. It's all going to work out, isn't it? The dwarves are going to march through.
So now he moved that, and now he got a cage of 9, but no, and still getting minimum 2 or 3 claw hits in the face now. Okay.
Luckily for the dwarves, it is only 3 badly hurt. If they can somehow get this over the line, they're fine for next game.
I'm not sure he either need to try to get. I think he can get a better shot at the ball if he can, but I don't think it's worth it.
Oops, there goes another one to badly hurt.
Yeah.
Surely at this point he can't be apothing.
He has used it already for a long time ago.
Oh yeah, he has.
If you could just get badly hurts instead of kills, that would be nice.
It really would.
Instead of losing all the good players to kills. Oh no, you haven't seen my game.
No, I will watch it at some point, I promise. I hear it's quite eventful.
You just need to see the 3 like literally I lost 50% of my skills within 4 turns of the game. And not just to badly hurts.
There's all sorts of fun things we can do here, but the question is, do we really
need to? No. You just need to. Like, that dwarf is going to do something stupid. Ain't gonna hang himself. You just need to wait for it. You just need not to do something stupid.
Well, we can try and smash the troll into the middle of this, but
I want that guard piece. If it's me,
there
I
aren't
want
many nice angles where we can push something else out onto a claw. So
I will look at
unless the troll doesn't have guard, it's less good at that than it should be. How'd you get a troll to that many skills when it might actually be somewhat useful and not have guard on it? It's extraordinary.
Personally, I think he needs to try to get the guard free. Because that stock with the dodge guard piece is not freaking doing anything.
Okay, it's a back blitz. Well, at least the Juggernaut, he doesn't get stuck on the stand firm.
And he can roll low and give assist to the guard. And be halfway home.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't understand. He could have blocked from the square.
No, I don't hate any of that. All of that's good.
The only thing is he could have hit from the square to one to the right and used the movement less. So he could potentially come 1 square more around. It didn't count.
Yeah, he could have got around the corner, couldn't he?
I think so. If he'd been hitting from diagonal square instead of straight down.
Yes, because he's... I know he's moved 7, not 8.
Yeah, he have a move more,
3,
so
4, 5,
yeah, he could have.
6, 7.
Right.
Okay, maybe.
And gets the power. I think he could have gone around. Anyway, I still think he should have hit from the corner and be.
But that's good
epic
news.
big.
He can drop this one on Glart, and it's still out of the game.
Yes.
Yeah. And actually, being stunned, it is properly out of the game for a bit. So,
so both Mighty Blow and Fixed Skull doing
very
stuff.
bleak for the dwarves right now.
Both Mighty Blow and Fixed Skull working in the same turn. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Do you need to?
Synergy of the quiet skills.
1, 2, 3, 4. You need to drop that block around behind the goblins. Make sure he doesn't.
Wait till Armbar's busy devastating teams.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. Getting that. Get the thrower back to make sure he doesn't.
Yeah, it's a nice because it means you don't have to. If this goblin fails, it's fine.
And if it works, it's just a bonus.
Absolutely. There we go, nice and safe. Dwarf's going nowhere. 1 less dwarf next turn. 8 still plenty. And perhaps, perhaps it was all for this stand firm, which he's now got back on his feet, back useful. Interesting that there he had Mighty Blow tackle pieces that could have blitzed that and got just as many dice.
Instead of
But
his
the
rookie
extra
Troll Slayer.
move of the rookie's Troll Slayer was, you know, it was vital to the concept there, clearly, in a way that will become apparent, probably. And if not, we'll all just trust it was definitely there. No, the Troll Slayer's just going out front on his own. It was just awful. Wasn't it? It was just awful.
If the Troll Slayer had been on 4-star player points, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's on
If you
0.
really felt in control of the game, maybe. If I'm with even with a 4-point Troll Slayer, if I'm making that hit at this point, it means I have no respect for you as an opponent because I've just already decided I've won. And this game isn't won, so that wasn't good. But hey, it was fun. And of course, had he hit it with tackle mighty blow, it wouldn't have. You know, you can't get more powy than a pow.
And it would have been a KO. As well, so it's fine.
Yeah, it did the job. It all worked. And if a plan works, it's a good plan.
Oh,
Now we've left the other stand firm mighty blow behind, haven't we? Is that? Yeah.
Hey, that's just.
That's what they're for, isn't it?
What's the other one?
Because we've got our nice just guard beard safe. And that Troll Slayer doing the work. I still like the Underworld position. They've just got to reposition, and they're easily quick enough to do that. Let's just hope that's what they prioritise. The Troll doesn't even need to activate. It's completely fine where it is. Just need to hit the Slayer, reposition.
It's oh shit. It's a bit like when I was sitting with Chucks in a Blitz pit and where we were talking about could we just not make anybody else go through from that group? That was Rick's group with Monk Gloom and what's it, Rosie? Where we seriously was talking about if somehow we could just keep that spot off for a new group and try again because it was just awful.
Look, the pressure of Blitz Pit and the pressure of the Chalice, it sometimes gets to people.
But
you know, and everyone deserves the right to get lucky and to get a team into the Chalice, and you don't have to play
even
optimal
Dimmy?
lines all the time to enjoy your. Dimmy definitely deserves to get a team in, and will. Everyone deserves the right to enjoy a game of Blood Bowl, and you know, look, I've been critical because what the Dwarves have done has been awful time and time again. Yeah, just make your mind up, keep moving it around till it runs out. Well, that's a slightly better place for the Troll, but I'm not sure it needed to move at all.
It will potentially force the Dwarves back into the middle, I guess. Or it will get served.
Yeah.
Depending on what happens with that line right in the middle.
Need to put a goblin up on the downed dwarf.
Kind of
fairly urgently, really.
But apparently,
come on, reinforce over on the left and just move some other people about and see what happens to them. But they're not in good places now. There we are. That's a little better. Yeah, there's fine too. You just make it up as you go, mate. Oh, hello. It's a bit spicy. We're definitely giving up a hit on the guard, and we're probably, well, a reasonable chance we give up a hit if we don't move the stand firm and don't get a POW. But we'll probably get the POW. He'll be all right.
He might even be.
All right. We'll get the POW and remove him.
No, he might even be forced to block with Mighty Blow now.
I could pretend to be surprised that happened, but I'd have to work up to it. So we've put two of our important pieces under the guns of a dwarf who, by accident, will now have to block with his Mighty Blow piece. I mean, he doesn't have to. There's ways he could avoid it. We'll see.
But it's going to be hard.
Chooses to. It's going to be hard. He's probably going to have to hit with it. against something with AV7. It's a revolutionary idea. It could change the whole of Blood Bowl if it works.
He could choose to block on the armor 8
What
and
the
then move the guard. What?
fuck is that doing there? Why are you doing this?
Why are you taking a
What
1
are
dice
you
instead of taking the 2 dice?
doing? What are you doing?
He's going for
He
the
wants to
surf.
surf. He wants to surf the troll. Even that was just so much easier to do well than to do this badly. Oh, you utterly deserve that. Goodness me. Oh, and this is now just awful. I mean, it was awful from the very beginning, from this bad plan. But if you want to surf the troll, do it better than that. Be less rubbish. Blood Bowl first.
Fucking hell.
It's my first advice. Pick a better plan anyway. But do it better than that.
Where do we...
Do you know the reason he did the blocks in a bad order was because if he did them in a good order, there was a chance he would ruin his own plan. And make the first one a dauntless hit rather than a dauntless to avoid 1 dice hit. And it was safer not to, and also better, and just not as terrible.
Oh,
So, there's a huge hole over on the right. If he gets Glart Pow, he's away. Round and into the ball. The troll can smash the troll slayer, and he can go through that way if he chooses. It's not that difficult to dodge. For his strong piece, there's so many options here. I'd probably go Buffalo Girl, go around the outside. I'd Glart, hit the stand for
round outside. Actually, I wouldn't mind if hopefully PC he's smart. He's Artemis is smart. He's doing this as a replay, so it goes much faster. I seriously don't mind watching him doing this one. He's going to be so annoyed by the world.
Yeah. Well, he'll have a point. He will absolutely have a point. Not that the Underworld have been a lot better, but the Dwarf play has been,
shocking.
I mean, really at times bad. Not just things I wouldn't choose to do. Oh, that's interesting. No, not interesting. Bad.
Just outright bad. Yeah.
The wrong thing. That's not as great a choice as another choice. No, that's a bad choice. Don't do that choice. I said before, if you are looking to coach dwarves, don't do it this way. No disrespect to CunningRuse, who's clearly a lovely human.
Probably. He's. I think he seems like happy to going to kicks with +2. That's my theory right now. I don't think he's going to try.
Well, I mean, the dwarf play has been so very poor that they might give up an even better chance with an even bigger error. That's entirely possible.
Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, I don't really know CunningRuse that well.
No, I think he's thinking he might have to leave that rat there, just because this. Just put a sidestep goblin there, so that if this. Oh no, he's still going to leave the Slayer 2 red dice to surf the troll.
Oh.
Which I'd go for if I was the dwarf. Sod it, why not? Why not? Even make it a 1 die with Dauntless into 2 red.
I definitely know that name. I've seen that on Twitch if it's him. Hey C-Bros, how did your game go? The other one is Purple Chest. And welcome on board. And yes, it's me. In camera, laughing mainly. Meanwhile, Purple Chest PC is ranting.
I've not been particularly happy with the quality of the play we've seen from the dwarf coach.
No, and it's pretty problematic because you play dwarves.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do play other things. I do. I genuinely do.
But you do like you.
I do like dwarves, and I flatter myself I have some idea what I'm doing with dwarves.
What is we doing now? I mean, actually,
And
trying to invite him.
These things.
Okay, no worries, Zero. I hope it was a good one at least. It sounds like it was interesting. This has been interesting for all the wrong reasons.
It's been brilliant. It's been great entertainment. It's been wonderful to watch. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, genuinely, you really never know what's
If
going to
that's
happen.
why did he set up? He didn't need to do this. What
Was that a misclick on reroll?
No, because the problem if he falls down and get removed, he's opened a path to actually letting the Dwarf score. So he needed to reroll because he moved that block, kick, claw one more to the right.
Yes, yeah, you're right. He did. He opened up that central hole rather foolishly.
And now he might need to actually score, because now it's only +1. Where with
Yeah.
+2 you might have been happy just staying there.
Well, the Dwarves seem to be happy to split their team up quite a bit here, so that's looking good.
To be fair, if
They're
I'm
presumably gonna. I mean, I was gonna say, are they gonna try and hit Glart and cage there,
to be fair,
or are they just not really thinking that far ahead?
no.
God, what is going on?
To be fair, for the Dwarf, like in the situation now, down in mans, and Dalibor giving up rerolls for free, you might be happy going to kicks.
Yeah,
And you can potentially, if you can just
you've
get...
got to get there first, and I think this turn has still plenty of scope to completely fall
No, he's
apart.
falling back into that
He's
guard.
falling back.
He's kind of
Okay,
going for
that's
the...
not so terrible.
And he can, if Dalibor goes too hard, he might have an option to go to the right
Yeah,
next turn.
Dalibor can get one dice here fairly easily. But the question is, does he really want that?
Depending on where that Slayer is standing. What?
No, that's doing absolutely nothing.
So he
If you
decided...
do manage to dodge a piece off late in the turn, always put it somewhere irrelevant. That's my tip.
It had been doing more good just be standing there now.
Yeah, if it hadn't moved, it would be of more use in defense than where it is.
Oh,
Okay,
taking out the...
technically, if he goes for the one die,
He can
it's
yeah.
a complication in where the ball lands, so
And
it's technically slightly useful there, but
But he still have a double...
virtually anywhere else it could have stopped would have been better.
But he still got a gap.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's the wrong place to put it.
Yeah, it's 2 die. He got plus strings and a garter. So you could potentially...
Yeah, that's what I said. 2 die to knock
yeah.
out the stand firm, and if you get the POW,
Yeah, so
you can get the garter in and then go with the wrestle.
Oh, you can
tackler.
take the 2 die with your string 4 piece.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because it's super fast.
Yeah, and he's put enough defense over on the right hand side that if this didn't get the POW or 1 in 36, wouldn't have been so terrible.
What
So now
about
the guard goes in, the strength 4 hits, and the Slayer, you wait, is now going to catch the ball, and we'll all see the genius of dodging that player out. I need to put it somewhere that looked irrelevant, but it's going to turn out to be completely vital.
What about marking the guard tackle Troll Slayer, not Troll Slayer, Blitzer with your Troll?
Yeah, I don't mind putting a couple more rats in the way before I go for this. This is a full-on Tora. I might even do a chancy move of the Troll up the flank, touching the Blitzer. But no, he's going straight for the hit.
Yeah, I wanted to take the Blitz out because it's one of the outlet plays he has.
Don't you have to re-roll that? Now you've only got a 1 re-roll advantage. You've got 2 die on the ball. And still with 3 rats that can move and get in the way of wherever it lands.
Yeah,
Don't you have to re-roll that?
I think so. I think you should have used that third re-roll you decided to screw away because you decided to move in a situation where you had to re-roll.
Yeah.
That re-roll should have been used now.
But even at 2 re-rolls to 1, I still think there you re-roll that.
I can see
you win the old-fashioned way by winning.
Yeah, I can see Chad with me. He should have used the re-roll he tossed away last turn.
Yes, but that's already gone. You don't play the past, you play the turn in front of you.
No, but it's just even more hilarious. It just makes it even more hilarious, but of course you do. You got an extra arms, 2 heads, thrower. ready to pick up the ball.
Yeah, yeah. You have to re-roll it.
I guess there's a chance the Dwarf's doing something stupid and using the last reroll now. But the focus now must be...
there's very much that chance.
But it should
I'm
be.
fully expecting a Slayer Goblin Blitz here.
Yeah, the thing was actually that the only reason it was a reroll worse was because he bloody opened his whole defense.
Hitting with Mighty Blow, that's lovely to see. Did nothing. Has cleared the rats off the ball, but doesn't look like we're making any progress this turn.
No.
And that means we're almost certainly not going to score. You can't see how the Dwarves can get anything in range.
Yeah, and
so
that's
they
why...
are holding out for kicks.
But why is he doing this now, then? If you cannot get forward, then he could have fallen back again. He couldn't get the ball more safe and falling back.
Particularly, there was a 2-die hit there before that dodge, wasn't there? Or am I stupid? No, you could have hit the guard.
Yeah, but don't ask. Where he could have fallen back but hold that line and could have prioritized getting long bitch free and just falling back and screening off.
I swear the Slayer should have blitzed the Goblin. That was the answer.
Also a good answer. That's a lot of very good answers.
Turns out my joke answer is probably better than what you tried.
I have no clue what he tried. I'm really confused. Because that just seemed to leave him in a lot of claw hits again. And he has been pretty lucky with the casualties. Is there all 4 badly hurt? That's so crazy.
Yes, they are.
How do it...
No long-term damage.
Oh, fucking hell. Why is it...
I think he's already mentally chosen, having not re-rolled last turn, that he's not even after the ball really. He's just holding out for that one re-roll advantage on kicks. We're seeing the activation of a Kequity plan. At which point throwing the third one away was, as you said, even worse. In retrospect, that's even more terrible than it looked at the time when it did look quite terrible.
Yeah, he can just run around with wrestle tackle and push it down to the guarder, which could give him... No, he's only have one guard.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. We've seen... He can still obviously get a Goblin off and as a scoring threat if anything turns up next turn. We've seen the odd mistake from the Underworld, the odd decision you would perhaps take differently if you weren't under the sort of pressure these guys are under.
No, he's not even.
But unfortunately, we've seen consistently bad decisions from the Dwarf coach. I mean, pretty much every turn. In my opinion, which is only one opinion. You know, he'll tell you that he did everything he thought of, and that's fair.
If nobody,
What's going on?
If nobody scores,
okay. Scoring threat.
If nobody scores, then it goes to kicks, which is a d6 plus your rerolls. So right now it's a d6 plus 1 for the Underworld.
A d6 plus 2. So even if the Underworld have a shot at the ball, they'll take it, but they're not really likely to use a reroll unless it's, for example, on the 2 go for it, that piece they've just put in scoring range would need. At that point, you probably do put your reroll in because you've still got a 50% shot, even if it fails. But prior to that, you probably keep your 1 reroll extra as an edge. But the fact that even if you lose a reroll, you're just down to 50% on that d6 means it's, you know, there is a point of going for the ball and seeing if you can win.
Yeah, and he had 2 dice and didn't reroll, so I'm not sure we're going to see much. It seems really unlikely.
Right. I think unless it's like one of those 2 go for it's that would seal it. It doesn't look like he's going to try very much.
And he's not even putting pressure on, so it's really pressure.
No, there's no attempt at going for this, is there?
What is that? So now he's hoping for him to roll both downs, both on the blitz and the block on that strange 4 dude, I guess. Oh, 2 scoring threats. And
Well,
that
so
did,
there, that's good practice.
yeah. Why are you Why?
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Why are you seeking the contact? You deserve to actually lose a player now. Like
Yeah,
he's
he certainly deserves a serious injury instead of just another badly hurt. None of this is necessary. None of these need to be up in the face of these rats at this point. You can't achieve very much. And lots of things can go wrong.
If you roll a double skulls on that, he needs to re-roll it.
Yes, he would. Even now, this is a long way from safe, but it's not terrible.
But he could just walk backwards in a cage.
Well, I know that, and you know that, but don't tell everyone, eh?
It's
I don't
not
really see a route that's worth it. I mean, there's a troll blitz in. That's probably what you have to do.
Maybe it's
Try the one die.
the odds of turning him over without pushing a reroll into it with the one die was 50%, and it's 55% to roll it on the 2 dice. So it's slightly better odds, but if you're going for the hit at all, you should also reroll it, I think. Because in that situation,
go with the troll and don't re-roll it. You re-roll it if it's about fetching it in a decent position or getting it to someone, or certainly on the go for it. But it's a free hit to nothing.
And it's on 74, so why not? Nope. And Pro fails like it should.
Do you remember Pro actually working in this game? I think that's the 4th time he's called on it.
No, he's used Pro a lot more. We're talking like 8 times he's been Proing every turn, almost.
That's true, and it's almost always done nothing, because it's terrible,
we can see
terrible
afterwards.
skill.
I think it's like 1/3 working. It's my
Oh,
bad.
yes, let's look at some numbers about this wonderful and thrilling game. Actually, it has been quite fun to watch, because everything has been possible. Even really bad things that shouldn't have been possible have been very possible.
And the dwarves get away with this without losing anything. I'm still baffled.
It's looking exactly like that's going to happen, yeah. And yet, you know, my dwarves come up against wood elves and just get decimated, 3 deaths, and I'm missing.
Demi has spoken.
But if you're searching for justice in this world, you should not be searching on a Blood Bowl pitch.
No,
because it's
right.
not there.
I'm still just annoyed. Bloody casualties. So, who's hyped for some kicks? Oh, Joel, we're not done yet. Apparently, I've got a black screen. Oh, we're here.
So first of all, we get to automatically, definitely will go over kicks. I love the fact that we sit and watch that animation
every time.
Oh, please, let's have more like that in Blood Bowl 3. Things where nothing of any value is happening whatsoever.
Oh, and the troll makes it.
A splendidly long animation just to tell us that they each had a reroll. Joyful.
Yeah, the dead one's laying down. Are we done soon? Tree? We still going? So they at least roll once. Oh! Did any... I didn't see what they actually rolled, but congratulations. 6-3. The best result, good spot. So congratulations to Dalibor, commiserations to CunningRuse.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I think on balance, probably the right coach won. I didn't think Dalibor coached wonderfully, but whilst he made a couple of questionable decisions, mostly it was fairly solid. He was hitting with the right pieces, not getting the real damage he was looking for.
I will just point out, I did say 1 for 3, and it was exactly 4 out of 12 worked on the pro.
Okay. Well,
Can I play the bingo tonight?
I mean, it was quite good fun. I just quite enjoyed that game, but only because one side was just, it was kind of working, but just, I thought, not doing the things I would choose to do, let's say, as I'm sure I made clear.
Yeah,
I thought that Dwarf play was poor, and they don't deserve to go through to the next round. So I think if that coach is get through to the CCL finals again, they have to have a look at how they're coaching and what they're trying to achieve with Dwarfs, which may be working on the ladder, but that sort of way of building turns is not going to get you success with Dwarfs in tough competition, in my opinion.
No, it was that. Yeah, it was not good. That's